there's a lot of things to think about when you're trying to develop your stage plan. So any advantage that you can gain to help your performance in that run of that stage would of course be beneficial to you. So there's a number of rules of thumbs or tips that you should keep in mind when you're trying to develop your stage tactic. Entering and exiting a shooting position is key to saving yourself time, and time is part of your performance. So target sequencing or engagement sequence is key to allowing you to enter and start engaging, enter a position engaging as soon as you can, and then continue and then exit fast. Entering and exiting a shooting position is key to your performance in running through a stage. It will save you time, and time is points. So when you're entering into a position, you've got to consider, in the development of your stage plan, you've got to consider the target engagement sequence. In this particular case, the way I've got the target set up, it'll allow me to sort of over-exaggerate my movement so that it will be very clear to what my target engagement sequence is. So when I enter this position here, the first target I see is this close target, so that's the one I engage, and I'm moving from left to right. So I want to continue that movement. So engage that target, continue, center target, and then the far left target, which allows me to continue moving in the direction of the next shooting position, so I continue shooting. Whereas if I came into this position and I started on the left, now I have to move back to where I was just coming from to engage the next target, and then finally this close one. So it makes no sense. So target engagement sequence is very important. Come in, close one, middle one, then the left one, and then carry on, because in this case I'm moving from left to right. So here's another example of your choosing the right target engagement sequence to ensure that you can enter and then start engaging as fast as you can and then exit quickly. Now in this particular case, I have, when you come through the port here, I've got 3 targets. I've got a close, a mid-ground one, middle distance, and then a far one. Now, the rule of thumb is it is easier to start shooting slow and speed up than it is to speed up and slow down. So the rule of thumb in this case here is you start engaging the far target, the distant target, because you've got to take your time and make sure those shots count. You can go slow, and you slowly speed up as you engage the center target and then the close target. You can engage as fast as you can pull that trigger, and out you go. So it just so happens as I come into the port, the first target I happen to see is the far target, and I've done that purposely, just to illustrate this particular rule of thumb. So you come out, you engage the far target first, you're taking your time, slow engagement, bang, bang. Then the next target, middle ground, bang, bang, and then the close one, you can just double tap that quickly, bang, bang, and away you go. So that particular target sequence ensures that not only do you enter and start engaging as soon as you can by engaging the first target, which is the distance target, but more importantly, you're starting off, you're shooting slow to make sure those 2 hits count on the far target, and then increase your cadence, your speed of shooting, and carry on. So if I were to shoot these 2 ports now in sequence as if this was the stage, it would look something like this. hope those tips will come in handy in your next match when you're looking at various stages and trying to develop your stage plan or stage tactic. Just remember, rules of thumb, that's all they are, just a rule of thumb. Depending on how the targets are set up, the target array, and depending on how the stage is set up, those rules of thumb may not apply. So just keep them in mind, and it may come in very useful in helping you improve your performance during a match.